Welcome back, friends, to Occultists Anonymous, episode 2 of RV Mage. Yes, I'm over here. Chris is over there. Chris is storytelling. I'm playing. It's terrific. It's been a blast so far. I haven't cast any spells yet, but I'm not salty about that at all.
I mean, you did. You just didn't roll for it.
No, that's true. That's true. I did get to be narrative, and I did have to. You didn't even make me roll an act of hubris. Yeah, things to not bring up to your storyteller. So yes, thank you guys for joining us. As always, Roll20 is sponsored by the Onyx Path. Roll20, and viewers like you. Did I say Roll20's sponsored by?
To refresh.
Whatever. Yes. And viewers like you, thank you to everybody who subs, who subscribes, who does anything to share and participate with us. We appreciate it. And then we want to give a special shout out to our patrons who support us monetarily, let us do silly things like buy character art, upgrade mics, buy a bell. Yeah, I mean, it's literally stuff that we try to put back into the show. So that's super cool, and we appreciate it. Shout outs to Ryan, Thomas, Schmitty, James, Perry, Josh, Michael, Doc, Brandon, Bernie, Rovescrat, Cinna, Puppeteer, John, Danny, Moku, Melissa, Julian, Firekeeper, Songbird's #1 prelate, Alan, Michael, Badur, Nova, Sebastian, Terry, Algos, Lance, Giovanni, Cat Feathers, Alexander, Jenny, not Michael, Emil, Adam, Usuf Sama, and Al. Thank you guys for joining us, for supporting us on Patreon, and back to the show.
Yeah. When last we left off, we had introduced and kind of gotten into the brains a little bit of two of our characters, and we just started talking to Vicar, and suddenly
the cathedral he was in manifested as
the Angel of Death shows up.
In a tight spot.
It wasn't an Angel of Death, it was the Angel of Death. Just to be clear.
It says I am here to do the role to fill the role that I always do as the Angel of Death.
All right. So reflexively prime armor on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This
thing is primarily lit up with forces magic, by the way.
Right, but prime armor is going to protect me from that sort of thing. Yeah. And I'm going to throw a spell at it. This is going to be tough because it's going to dispel a lot of shit.
But then it won't be able to hit you back.
Yep. I can't. It's a supernova. Is it manifesting out of? Is it still in Twilight?
No.
Okay, so I could theoretically shoot it with my pistol.
You could
hit it, yeah.
I think we'll start with that.
Okay.
Describe your pistol.
So I pull out this very big revolver. It's gold-plated, covered in various iconography from various religions around the world. So Christian cross, the Muslim, Star of David, the Taoism, just littered with different symbolism. And it's gold-plated, ivory-handled, big kick-ass revolver.
Excellent.
And I'm going to squeeze off a shot.
Shoot at the ground.
I'm going to shoot at the eyeball.
Which one?
It's
many. Hundreds.
Pick one.
Yep.
The big one.
And we'll see what that does.
2 questions. Can it dodge bullets? And B, does it have defense?
Yes and yes.
We'll see.
Hold on.
Yeah, because it can dodge bullets, so you'll have to
take 7 dice off of that.
I need to take 7 dice off of that. Okay. You can give me that before I roll.
Yep. You rolled really fast. Sorry.
2 2 successes.
Please re-roll those.
Yep.
Oh, you're right.
Hmm?
It didn't do
They're
the.
10s.
Oh, I think
Oh, no.
no, it did.
Already did re-roll.
No, it
Yep.
did. It did.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, he was
I-
Because you
rolling
only
2
had 2
dice.
dice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on the player side, so now I'm just like...
Yeah, so you put like a big fuck you hole because this thing's got extra damage, right?
Mhm.
How many extra successes of damage? does it give
So it's
you?
going to take 7 damage.
It's got it's a
This
plus
is,
5 revolver?
I have a
Yes.
+5 revolver.
Jesus, how?
Hell to the
he bought it.
I spent a ton of merits on it.
cool. It does only take bashing,
Mm-hmm.
but 7. It's a good bit of
Good bit of
damage. And it shrieks out in pain in like every language that you can
Almost
imagine.
like in tongues, almost.
I mean,
yeah.
technically speaks in high speech,
I mean,
so...
Yeah. I mean, they can speak in. I imagine that they can speak in other languages as well, but
I mean, if it's literally an angel that has visited people, if you believe in the accounts of people being visited by angels.
yes, chat. Craig just fired a gun in a church. Yes, that's correct.
Oh.
It is the
An angel.
Vicar did.
Vicar
Sorry,
did.
yes,
Craig
Vicar
would
did.
never do such
Craig
a
would
thing.
never.
Cool. Yeah, it recoils in pain and like shrinks down a bit into a bit more of a manageable like size.
Okay.
And flies up and reaches out with not quite like a vacuum, but just a naturally magnetic sort of effect, and you feel a tugging at your life. Let me roll some dice here.
So if this is a supernatural effect, I reduce the damage by 4
Do what?
because of prime armor.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I gotta roll it.
Mhm.
Can't just go around having enemies just do damage to you. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, 3. Prime 3.
Okay.
Mhm.
You have prime 3? That's
Yeah.
right. I can't see their stuff.
Mhm.
So, all right, he's gonna roll
Just gotta
6
believe
dice.
us. Does nothing.
What's up?
Reduces damage by 3, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't told you how much damage it deals though.
Okay.
That's just the successes.
Yeah, it doesn't affect
Oh, it's
the
not like
dice roll.
it's not like a weapon.
This thing normally would roll a lot more than 6 dice to cast a spell.
Good thing I got my shot off first.
This would be a 7 damage attack as you feel your soul start to dislodge a little bit.
Lethal or aggravated?
Lethal.
Okay. So that was not fun.
And
That's
it's like
okay.
every time, like out of every mouth, it's like apologizing to you. It's sorry that it has to do this.
I'm not talking at all. What's that phrase? I have to look it up, sorry. I need the Latin phrase. I'll have to look it up later. But the ram has touched the wall. We're not talking anymore. This only ends one way. All right, so the shot was good, but I'm going to...
Well, and to bring this up, because it came up when Ash was fighting the Seer, now that you've done a bunch of bashing damage, more bashing damage now is going to be lethal.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to start
once
getting
it
that.
fills the health boxes.
Hmm?
Once the health boxes get
Right,
full.
yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know how much longer I can keep that up if it's going to be able to do that to me.
I mean,
Now you took the reduced damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it another
Still
shot.
took 3 lethal.
Yeah.
Or 4 lethal.
Can you make your gun better? You don't have matter, do you?
No, I don't have matter. No, okay, let's go for broke.
Okay.
Something sent this thing here.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to have a connection to the thing that sent it here.
Vicar's got a pretty good idea who sent this here.
But I need to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to hit it with a warp combined with borrow threads.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see how that goes. Because I need them both to go off at once.
Mhm.
Because if I end up knocking this thing out, I still need that connection. Is a arm rack or leg rack or arm rack going to do anything to a supernal?
I don't think this one, it doesn't have any.
Yeah, it doesn't
Real
really have
arms or
arms and
legs.
legs. It's a building.
Can you break its wings?
Well, but there's so many of them. It's not like there's that one pair of wings, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
every aisle of the pews has wings coming up out of it.
Well, it said it had like collapsed into a guy, right? Or
No, just a smaller version
Okay.
of its form.
Yeah, everything had retracted a little bit.
so it's not like on the ceiling anymore. It's just sort of shrunk down slightly.
Oh, hang on. Warp only does bashing damage. I thought it was doing lethal.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
4
just-
dot versions of that.
You're
Yeah,
looking for,
I don't have 4 dots, so I'll just do another gunshot.
I thought you had 4 space.
4 forces.
Oh, you're 433. Okay.
Yep.
Again, I can't see them.
No problem. Throwing a willpower at it.
Okay.
4 successes.
Hang on, because you got to subtract defense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before you roll.
So what was the defense?
7.
7. So 9. Do you want to piece it out of here, or do you want to do re-roll?
I would probably reroll.
Let's just reroll.
2 successes.
Okay.
Another 7
Another
bashing.
7.
Or lethal, but it downgrades it to bashing.
You watch as like a whole bunch of its eyes just pop and kind of do a bunch of gross things.
Good.
And this thing is looking like it has now started to be concerned about how much damage it has taken.
So is Vicar.
But I was there a while before. He's in my rearview mirror as far as that goes.
And you can see that this thing, like, it's almost like stretching, like it's of a split mind that it is here to do a job, but it is not. Its heart is not in it, and it wants to escape, but it agreed to a task and is now being forced upon that. And
So does
so
it have to die?
if Vicar doesn't do anything except shoot it, then yeah. It yells out in high speech, like the purest form of like what you imagine to be the name of God. And you are, well, let's roll a spell first.
And because I took an action, I can't like reflexively counterspell that.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Yikes. I
10
don't know what you were
successes.
doing.
I'm so glad this is a spell, and so therefore you're not adding additional
Yeah.
successes on top of things. For those of you
and-
in podcast land, that was 14 dice and
Yep.
10 successes.
I will never do that again.
Nope.
Especially not when I'm a
yikes.
player. And you are thrown back. You feel your entire world shift.
That's damage.
It does not do any damage until you fall backwards the length of the church.
Okay.
You fall and you kind of crash and knock a bunch of the pews over and kind of crash through a few.
Can I reflexively switch to Forces armor to reduce that damage? Because I'm taking physical damage from the impact of being thrown.
Damage
right?
due to gravity? Yeah, I'd say that.
Okay.
And you may roll athletics plus dexterity to try to land a little bit better.
Sure. With a willpower?
Mm-hmm.
Seven successes.
Okay.
On 10 dice, sure.
Superhero landing.
Nice.
Terrible in the knees.
Yeah,
though.
I think you like keep like getting like just barely a handhold on the edge of a pew, and your momentum's like pulling it over, and you tumble a little bit, and you end up landing standing directly on the like the back wall of the sanctuary, like standing on the stained glass.
Up on the
You will
windowsill.
What's up?
On the sill of the stained glass window.
No,
on the glass.
on the glass.
Okay. Oh, I see. Because he's shifted gravity.
Yep.
No problem. I totally got that.
But you managed to land deftly enough that you only take 1 bashing damage.
And a force would reduce up to 4.
After your
Oh,
first
okay.
armor.
Okay. 1 bashing.
You hit a lot of pews on the way down.
Yes. Which fortunately slowed my fall. Okay. Now, are pews coming after me, or is it localized
No,
just to me?
just you.
Okay, good. It's just me.
No, you didn't have like an entire
Now I'm,
church
like,
falling on you.
dodging.
That's a good image, though.
Yep.
Yeah, like shit. Okay.
And this thing very slowly is like moving towards you.
What's the range now?
Like 100 feet or so.
Okay. I'm gonna see if this is gonna be resisted, but bam.
A ban is not. No, you mean the space ban?
Yeah.
Nope, not resisted.
So I'm gonna ban it.
So could this thing, like Clash of Wills, try to leave instead of getting itself killed?
Only if it's teleporting out or co-locating.
Well, I think she means basically against the trial. And
Yeah, like it's been given the task to
I see.
kill you, I guess. So
Nope.
now it has to get itself killed.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Yep.
Situation spell. Okay. So I just need 1 reach, rinse, and cast.
One reads
I
for
don't-
sensory.
1 reach for sensory. So 2. 1. Which is 4. Space 3.
Don't worry, guys. We got the template back.
It's a duration spell. I don't need it for long. I'm just going to use Shadow Name. Because wrestling with an angel is absolutely within my Shadow Name imago.
Yep.
And 3 willpower.
What does your nimbus look like?
So the nimbus is like this. It's like wreathed in flames. Like imagine a holy fire, except it's a
Mhm.
dark holy fire.
Okay.
So it's like black and blue flames, sort of wreathing
Hell yeah.
Vicar as he casts. So
So
it's 7.
you're standing on a stained glass window, flaring up flames
Yep.
of black all around you.
And actually, I'm going to take another reach for advanced potency in case he tries to counterspell or dispel.
Okay.
So that's 2 reach, 2 overreach. I'm going to let it ride.
Okay. Are you containing it?
No. I'm already hurt. I'm not containing it.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to look up some rules here in a second. You said 2 overreach, right? So 4 dice.
Yep.
The one thing I will point out real quick to Craig is that any successes that Paradox have does affect your die pool when releasing.
Mm-hmm. And I just roll wisdom.
Nope. You're releasing it.
Oh, you're right.
You don't do anything to it.
Okay.
So with 1 reach, I'm gonna give you a condition.
Sure.
And I think that is because you're basically like, what's the imago of the spell? Because you're trying to like lock it out of the area, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to pin it down so I can kill it.
Okay.
That's the plan. So it's going to be like locked in a cage, shooting fish in a barrel, sort of thing.
I'm going to give you we'll call it the squeamish condition.
Okay.
It'll be a -2 penalty to inflict violence upon another individual.
Sure.
As this paradox like builds around you, and you're setting your will to like pin this thing down and like hunt it down, like, you know.
So I take the -2 now.
You will. Yeah, Drew. What were you saying about the?
Well, it's taking one success, one of my dice off the pool for
paradox successes apply as a dice penalty. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you lose 1 die off the cast.
And I'm not actually trying to harm it in this case, so I just the 1. Okay. So 12 dice.
Oh wait, hold on.
As I hit,
it takes damage as you cast this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Not much.
Is it
just 1 lethal?
1 lethal? I thought it was aggravated.
Mm-hmm. No, I was looking that up. 1 lethal for every success on the paradox roll, even if contained.
Mm-hmm. For every success, that's what it was. I knew it could get out of hand quickly.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, this thing is locked in a bubble of space magic.
Okay. I'm going to cast. So it's effectively removed from reality, my reality. Mm-hmm. I'm going to cast collocation.
Okay.
Just checking to see what I'm going to need from each.
Where are you casting the collocation to?
No, and the collocation into the band.
Ooh, you have a problem there because you cannot sense the inside of that band.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, hang on. I think band has a key.
Yeah.
I just can't remember if it's for free or not. Band does not have a key.
I would also point out that Vicar would know that killing a supernal would be a grave, grave sin.
I'm aware.
Okay.
But it has to kill me.
You did also mention earlier that someone sent it after you.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that avenue of thought to explore as well.
So it says magic that manipulates space, like teleportation or the ability to step from the world to another, provokes a clash of wills while ingress or egress.
Mm-hmm. So could
I should be able to
clash
collocate
against your own spell and fail the clash from the ban.
Yeah,
purposefully.
So I can collocate into the ban.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm collocating. I'm going to cast collocation into the ban. I just need instant cast and sensory range. I'll contain that one. So that would be something. No willpower on that one though, and I'm not. So 7 and 10. Three successes.
Did you ever reach on that?
No.
Yeah. It was the same overreach.
So 4 dice plus 1. Are you containing it?
Yes. And I'll throw 2 mana at it.
So 3 paradox.
Take roll your wisdom.
Hey, on the plus side, no bashing wound.
Hey.
It's true. This thing takes another lethal damage as you continue to provoke the abyss around it.
Will it, though, if it's in the ban?
Well, you're going inside. Just spell.
That's true.
Yeah.
To co-locate
the
literally
spell
is
is to get in there. So
Yeah.
the space like warps and twists and
like if it weren't for the fact that you were literally trying to get in there, I could make that.
Yeah.
I could see that
You
argument.
know, it's in a different bubble, but yeah.
I think you've got the Abyssal Imago spell as well. So add 1 reach to any spells you're casting.
Okay. Until I cast a spell that doesn't provoke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to do Borrow Threads. I'm going to take the connection. So I won't,
Okay.
I won't have that for the
What
copy.
connection are you looking for?
I'm looking for the connection, or do I need to do correspondence first? I want the connection of who summoned him.
Okay. I mean,
Or
that's
it-
something you could totally like take a guess at.
Yeah.
For sure. Like you know that connection would be there.
Yep.
You might not know what specific thread it is, but you know it's there.
I need 2 reach, and I've got 2. I don't need potency.
The withstand is the connection. So you might need
Okay,
a little bit of potency.
so I'll put the template up and then we'll adjust it. So I'll 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm going to start with 3 potency.
With borrow threads,
Why?
it's a duration spell.
Oh, right. 2, 4, 6. I'll take a -6. So it'll give me 3 potency.
4 total.
4 total.
4 total.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so roll that. Did the reach is instant and the paradox, or do you need to overreach one?
Yeah, I need over each one. Because I can't, since I don't want to touch this thing through a co-location.
Okay, you're at 4 dice of paradox.
With 1 over each?
Mm-hmm. You're at a +2 now.
Because each paradox roll is getting cumulative.
Yeah.
Question for the player, or on the player's behalf, does he have a minute to actually pull in some additional yantra, like his dedicated magical tool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dedicated Magical will take 2 and I'll swallow 4 for mana.
You only have to pay 2 mana if you want to get rid of,
Okay.
like down to a chance die would be 2
Yeah.
mana.
Okay. I'll do that.
This is a chance die, so ignore it if it's 8 or 9. But it's not.
Cool.
There you go.
7, 6. So I got 6 dice on that. 3 successes?
3 successes. Cool. So you steal that thread, and you now feel this connection to someone that you've been steadily building a connection to yourself over the last, I don't know, how long have you been hunting this person?
Oh, well, there's a list, so
Yeah,
he's been on there for a while.
I would say she.
She's been on there for a while. Okay, but I've got the connection. I haven't had a connection before, other than the one I've been kind of building up to.
Right. Yeah, I imagine that, and we kind of talked about like a cat and mouse game, and like you both have space magic and like constantly like veiling and like redirecting your thread connections that you're building up by being opposed to each other and everything like that.
Now you got a thread that is
So now what do I do with
related to you.
the supernal?
What's up?
I'm just asking myself, what do I do with the supernal?
Well, it eventually will time out
You can just leave it locked away.
and be eaten by the
And then it
abyss.
dies.
The duration What is the duration I had?
Could you send it?
It was
Oh, the band.
It was
like,
duration 4. I didn't
Yeah.
do advanced duration, so it's not going to be very long. It's going to be tied up here.
Oh,
Can you send
That's
it back to
If
where
you
it was
just did
summoned from?
turns. Oh, well, within our world, yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but
so you
Well, no, because
you
he
cast-
doesn't have teleport.
you cast one spell.
without
So yeah, I about the time that you're borrowing this thread, that band's up.
no.
Mhm.
It's a duration spell. I had.
It's
and I
not
had-
advanced duration though.
But
So it's 4 turns or 3 turns.
and
4
remember,
turns?
if you're using multiple yantra, each of those is going to be an additional turn.
Right. All this was just done with Shadowing for Yantra,
Okay.
I believe. Okay. Yeah, I can't let this thing go. I got to shoot again through the co-locate.
Okay.
Any advantage because it's in a tiny space?
I don't think it's going to apply its defense. It can't. Doesn't have any space ability to sense out of it.
Oh yeah, so you're an unseen attacker.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
I got 4 more rounds in the pistol before I have to reload.
Though you have a -2 for squeamish.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So just straight roll. -2.
Another 7 bashing.
It's not bashing at this point.
Sure.
This thing, it's just starting to just explode and wither and crackling of lightning and sheer force of will and stuff like that is just leaking out of this. And this this sort of oozy mist of death is just like pouring and like filling the bubble of this band as the band begins to fade away in one more turn.
Another 7.
Really good at rolling those 2 successes.
And that'll do it. As this thing explodes into. You've played Bayonetta?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what's happening here. As
that's I had a shitty day at work. I need to burn off some stress
nice.
game for half an hour.
Yeah, and you watch as your band fades away, and this pure emptiness rips it apart and swallows it out of reality. I need you to make a active hubris roll with 1 dice, modified by vices and virtues, of course.
And obsessions.
My virtue is honest. Vice is addictive. Doesn't seem to apply. So 1 dice.
It's going to be a big oof there.
Lose that wisdom.
Yeah,
Hey, but you get an arcane beat
it's true.
and a condition.
And your nauseated condition resolves, so you take bait for that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you are definitely going to be megalomaniacal. You are absolutely certain that what you do is right and you are going about it the right way and all that.
You just murdered an angel inside a church.
I think that scene closes with you just like calmly walking out of the church, probably.
And the moment I'm outside the door, I strike up a match and light a big cigar. I head over to my bike and start it up.
I do need to point out, though, that Vicar had been standing on that stained glass until the angel disappears. So you have a little.
It's true.
I can fix that.
Yeah,
That's easy
Sure,
to
yeah.
fix. Yeah.
But I just had that
He's got 4 dots
realization.
of forces. I just assume that he
Was able
It's
to
got
land.
that taken care of.
Mhm.
That we will jump back over to
Just one final
Drifter.
thing, like as you're
sorry.
driving down the road, there's a shimmer and then he's sort of gone.
Cool.
Okay.
I know what that is.
Yeah.
Drifter.
Yo.
We pick up with you maybe a few hours later, and you and lost my
Virgil.
brain. Virgil. Hey, they're my NPCs, bro. I can forget him if I want.
Sure. No, I'm with you.
As you and Virgil are poring over all sorts of records and some grimoires, but mostly there is a lot of sort of essays and not necessarily memoirs, but like the thoughts and procedures of the Silver Ladder circa 1800-ish in Richmond.
Sure.
I
mean, it's Silver Ladder, so I'm sure there's a ton of like meeting notes and
a rather surprising amount of it is focused around discussion on what to do about the growing contention over slave labor. And it seems that the Silver Ladder here in Richmond, who you find out after reading for a bit, that James Monroe was a sleepwalker as part of it.
Oh, okay.
But with him being a high-ranking politician, a lot of influence and stuff like that among them, that they were beginning to expand the cryptopoly into preaching to various groups of slaves on different plantations and stuff. And as you are kind of reading over all this, you and Virgil have a chance to talk. And he says, I did mention that there were a couple things I wanted to talk to you about. The other is that, your name is starting to make the rounds around Richmond. Someone that shows up and starts causing quite a few mystery plays and awakenings. Some more successful than others, will be, ready to admit. But the Sentinel asked to have an audience with you.
Anytime.
Very well. Do you have her contact info?
I don't know. Do I? I imagine yes, because Drifter is connected. That's his thing. So.
Mm-hmm. Very well. She is, how should I put this? Rather interested in the study of awakenings.
Oh.
And may have some insight into ways to perhaps mold and shape our efforts.
Always happy to take a little bit of advice.
I will also say, give her the same respect that you would give any member of our order. She does belong in the Arrow, but she has been nothing but a solid comrade to me since events last year.
I think I'll probably, actually, considering all this book stuff, and it's been a couple hours, Drifter is probably like, cool, this is a terrific excuse for me to make a phone call. And pats Virgil on the shoulder and actually probably doesn't even head upstairs because that's a terrible idea. And just will, kind of take a walk to another corner of the area, or another room if there's one, and just, ring up the Sentinel.
You know her to be named Guan Yu.
Guan Yu?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hello?
This is Drifter.
Ah, yes. I did ask Virgil to get you in touch with me, so I appreciate the prompt call. How are you enjoying your repository?
It's rather bookish. I'm more of a people person.
Me too. I was wondering if you would like to sit down and talk a little bit about your strategies and your methods of awakening?
I'm open to it. It's not a key factor of my study, but what was handed down from the previous Cryptopoly leaders, I've just expanded on it is all. Not exactly proud of the method, but it's effective.
Brute force can sometimes be effective.
I can't tell if you're being ironic or not.
Never.
Okay.
Someone's called to the principal's office? No.
You're not in trouble.
Not in trouble at all. Very well. If you would come meet me tomorrow, I may have some things to show you as sort of a payment for your consultation.
Oh, well, that's fine. Call me back at this number whenever you want to meet.
Noon tomorrow.
Okay, I'll call you tomorrow at noon.
Very well. And so we skip ahead to that.
Cool.
And she asks you to arrive to the headquarters of the Adamantine Arrow.
Okay. Well, I mean, Drifter literally just calls her at noon, like as he's finishing getting ready, and says, Are you someplace private?
Yes.
Okay. And then teleports there. Oh yes, how much reach do I have? How much reach do I need? Yes, all these questions. Okay, so instant, sensory range, 3 for remote, remote viewing. How much free reach do I have? With teleport, I only have a 1 free reach. Wait, hang on. Do I have that as a route? I don't think I have that as a route.
Mana for
I do have it as a road. Of course I do. Oh, no, that's a praxis. I'm dumb. Okay, 1. What is my gnosis for? How many dots for? Do not
mana
need
for sympathetic, right?
Nope, because I'm not using sympathetic. That's why I'm calling her on the phone.
Okay, right.
Bonuses from Yantra. I believe this is definitely in my capacity as a leader of the Cryptopoly, so I'm going to use the Investiture Yantra for 3. I'm definitely probably going to use my Shadow Name for an additional 3, which brings me up to 5. I don't care about penalties, no other sources. Oh man. Believe it or not, guys, for as long as we've had that template, I've never actually filled one out legitimately. And so I'm going to use my the other yantra. I'm going to use my coin to reduce some of the overreach.
It's like a Russian coin, isn't it?
My Russian kopek. So that's 2 overreach, which is 4 paradox, 2 of which I'm just going to eat. So if you would like to roll 2 dice. Cool. I don't even have to do any of that. No. So 8, 13 dice.
What does the imago of Drifter's teleport look like?
Cool. Yes. So for Drifter, anytime he's teleporting, it's literally the whole world washes away except for himself and wherever or whoever he's going to. So for a moment, there is nothing save for everything being reduced to the auras of people that Mastico see, the writhing masses of thousands and thousands of demons spread out everywhere, because matter is a lie. Who gives a fuck about that shit? All that matters is auras and souls and people. And so there is him, there is another aura, and they are literally drawn together to become one mass the way it was before the lie, and then everything resolves back. And he's just standing there. As far as Guan Yu sees, he literally is just there. In just a blink.
Bloop.
Hello.
Welcome.
That won't click.
Welcome. Have a seat.
Absolutely. And starting to look around now.
And you see in front of you you'd guess maybe late 20s, Chinese woman. She is she's well dressed without being fancy, but without being also being comfortable.
Practical attire.
Practical but fashionable, I think, is probably the right.
So the
with her
opposite
hair-
of Drifter.
Yeah, with her hair pulled back, and like around the office that you find yourself in are a lot of different like decorations you might find in like an overly kitschy Chinese restaurant.
Cool.
So, you know, the cat and everything, and but up behind her on the wall, where most people would have, you know, like a library shelf or something like that, is a large what is the, it's like a naginata but Chinese,
The Guan Yu.
Dao.
Guan
Yu?
Yu? Yeah, one of those.
Guan Yu is her shadow name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Guan Dao is, I think, the right term. Like a long pole arm with a big blade on the end.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing lights up real big.
Cool.
It's fairly just peaceable conversation. You know, you talking about the cryptopoly and what you've done since getting here to kind of reestablish it, stuff like that for a while. And like, she doesn't force you to divulge any secrets or anything like that. It's very just, hey, let's talk about this. And through the course of this conversation, she tells you why she is so interested in Alethian studies. And I am the 4th generation of Awakened in my family.
Holy fuck.
My father was a leader in the Hong Kong Concilium before moving us here to America. And I've found myself in, well, not power, but a comfortable status here in Richmond. And with plenty of time to dig into why me, really? What would cause such a strange outlier of connection between a family awakening? This is unheard of, right?
Do you want me to give you the long answer or the short answer? And it happens with Proximi.
Yes, but that was my first avenue of research, and as far as I can tell, no bloodline exists within us. Not even a dormant one. I will tell you that there has been an event recently here in Richmond. I cannot tell you the details, but I cannot currently tell you the details. But if you were to do some work for me, for the Order, for the Arrow, in line with, as far as I know, by your reputation, things that you would normally do of your own volition, then perhaps I may be able to renegotiate the terms of my current oath. But I believe that it is something that should be shared. Though, as I mentioned, I'm currently bound.
What are you bound to do?
To not share a secret.
Ah. Well, yeah, I can... Virgil mentioned that there might be some things to do, and I'm suspecting this might be one of them. I'm more than happy to assist the sister orders.
Very well. Though I would ask you to assist the Arrows.
Oh, yeah.
As the nature of my assignment is that, or not assignment, sorry, that's how I speak to my underlings. Take a look into the Mysterium. as you know, we are a concilium ostensibly run by the Mysterium.
Mm-hmm.
Old Lady Bless leads us. Though I believe that, well, the Seers are coming back.
I'm sure.
Currently, actively. Our scouts report it. I know the Free Council is already dealing with some issues. But Bless has instated a non-aggression pact that she thinks that they're going to go along with. So she's either naive, incompetent, or compromised.
And meta knowledge. Virgil is not one of the counselors, right?
Virgil is the counselor. He is the Abrimos counselor.
Okay. I'm sure Virgil was super pleased to hear about this.
You know, he, I think the old man is ready for revenge, and he deserves it.
I mean, this whole concilium deserves it.
Yes, I agree. Bless does not.
Well,
And I can't act without starting a civil war. So,
what the
look into
hierarch
it.
doesn't know won't hurt her.
Exactly. Very well. Do you have any need for any more information or specifics from me?
I mean, currently my duties consist of watching over the Cryptopoly, which is self-sufficient and is effectively run by the Sleepwalkers. Excuse me. By the Illuminated, because there might be some sleepers. Well, as of yesterday, poring over quite a lot of old books. So,
Riveting.
I mean, some of them are kind of interesting. Some of the political treatises are kind of... regardless, yeah, I would much rather put my talents to work.
Very well. Good. I hope you don't mind if you leave the same way that you came. Think that'd be better for everyone involved, yes?
Sure. Oh, yeah, actually, not a problem. And I'll roll it if need be, but if I have that signet ring that it's tied to, I can just teleport to that statue.
Back to work, ostensibly.
Now I have to spend that mana.
Mm-hmm.
But that's cheaper on reach. Well, let me just build this thing up. All right. Instant, sensory range. Yeah, actually, that's all I need. Yep. Free reach is 1. Hypnosis, primary. Potency. Teleport. Please remind me, are you yeah, you are potency, that's what I thought. So, nope, not increasing that at all. Duration, nope. Scale, nope. Yantras. Coin. Shadow name. Man, it's so much easier watching you guys come up with these. But yeah, actually, yeah, no, I'm totally doing, I'm doing my silver ladder job. So that's, I can use the Lex Magica mantra. So yeah, I'm good at 5. Cool. Bloop, bloop. And cool. Spend my, where'd my character sheet go? Oh, right. I popped it up. Spend my mana.
It's a lot easier to just sit here and tell y'all to roll some dice every now and then.
Oops. And then 13 more dice. Oh, hang on. Go ahead and roll the chance die, I guess, technically.
Nope.
Sweet. Poof. Yep. And just teleport downstairs. Hi, Virgil.
Cool. We will jump back in time a bit. Amanita. You are standing in a room. A freshly killed prelate of Paternoster lying at your feet. and there is a small, like, miniature set of scales at the center of this desk, with all of his notebooks and everything, and it is lit up with the magic that you, or a sense of magic that you would recognize as a soul stone.
Soulstone. Yeah, I want to take it. I want that, and I want his notes. Whatever he's been keeping notes on, frantically writing, I want it.
Okay.
If there's anything, I will absolutely steal anything valuable in this room too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Do you have money?
The Seers are good about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of gold and jewelry and stuff like that, and like things that a overly decorated pontiff might wear.
Yep. Yeah.
And as soon as you pick up and move the soulstone, please make me a resolve plus composure roll.
It keeps deselecting things I click on. 3 successes.
Good. You're able to pick it up and stash it away in a pocket or a bag or something like that. And that oppressive sort of aura of judgment and malevolence is gone.
Breaks the domain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy was a 4-dot prelate.
Yikes.
Cool.
Yeah,
He
don't
should've
fight in there.
Kept up with the physical fight, but you know. He wanted to follow the rules.
Paternoster.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, taking the soulstone back to Free Council just as a, hey, I got this. Show it off. I killed this guy. So I can get beats for
Look through any
bragging.
of his notes before? Or
Yeah.
cool.
I want to see what he was doing.
You see a couple threads of inquiry and various different notebooks that seem to kind of loop back and forth. And one of them is a sketch of what you would recognize as the Capitol building. And a fairly well-drawn picture of a room full of books and a large table, and a spiral staircase at the corner of the room leading up out of it. The other thing that is mentioned is that there were that Paternoster was not the only ministry making inroads into Richmond, and that the mentions of the Orphean ministry is also making inroads into town.
All right. All seems like good information. That didn't shut up. Whatever. I muted Discord. It apparently didn't help. So yeah.
You can
all
make
things...
a intelligence plus occult roll to recognize.
I have 1 point in occult. No, I don't know what this is.
Okay. Cool.
These are all things that I'm going to want to take back, both as evidence that job's done, and also you might be interested in this.
Cool. Awesome. So,
and I'm keeping all the valuables because.
Yeah, and it's like a whole bunch of gold and stuff like that. And we'll get back to that probably next time when I give Craig a chance to finish up as well. So we cut back, and Vicar is riding away, cigar held in his mouth on a motorcycle.
So I've got the connection.
You're muted.
You're muted, buddy.
I know where she is. Oh, I've got the connection. I know where she is.
Well, connection doesn't tell you where they are, but
but I can follow that to try and figure out where she is. I think I'm going to go back to my squat
Mm-hmm.
and do a little bit of research.
Okay.
This is absolutely the right path to be on. If I do a vid window and she's got wards, that's going to, if I scry on her, that's going to promote a clash of wills, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't really do anything with her connection without doing a clash of wills, right?
Depending on what
if-
wards they have.
If she has warded the connection of the thing that she sent to kill you.
Seems unlikely.
Seems unlikely. So let's start with something. This is tricky. I'm trying to get in the head of the space mage. So if I did something in perfect sympathy on that connection, she would be aware of that, right?
Perfect sympathy is cast on you. So yeah, if you're like trying to do that whole planning and prepping and stuff like that, that would be fine because the subject is you, and it's just making you do things better. That's not something that's going to trigger on the other side.
Okay. All right. So perfect sympathy. I don't have a sanctum or anything, so I'm just doing this in the apartment I'm in, or the hotel room, I guess it would be. So yeah, perfect sympathy. It's gonna be rough. I need some extra reach. What am I worried about? It'll be fine. All right.
So your bonus dice of paradox are gone, but you still have the Abyssal Imago spell.
Yep. So I have to pay 1 reach for that. So 1. Let's see how this goes. 2, 3. I can do this as a ritual, so that's fine. But I've only got 1. I don't need any potency for that.
Potency for the number of die rolls, if I remember correctly. So if you're going to need to make multiple checks or multiple die rolls.
Yeah, okay. It's a duration spell, so we don't need to worry much about that. I don't need scale. I'm going to throw willpower at it. So the reaches for Abyssal Imago. I did the 1 reach for the road action and a point of mana for the number of rolls that I'll be able to get roll quality on. And I want to extend this to the subject's medium control or connections as well.
What about duration?
Well, if yeah, okay. Advanced duration is going to be 4 reach. Fuck it. It'll work. Okay.
Right attitude.
Total?
Yep.
Woof.
7, 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm rolling 9 dice, but you want to do the paradox first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in a safe spot now. That'll contain the paradox. And educated magical tool takes 2 dice off.
Six.
No. What's that?
6 dice.
Oh wow.
Your mic is bad.
My mic's bad?
No,
No,
not
Chris.
yours,
Oh, Chris is okay.
Oh. For podcast folks, there was a cord unplugged.
Hi.
Hi, Chris.
6 dice all day for paradox, I think. 4 over each -2. Or, yeah, 8 dice -2 is 6.
Mm-hmm. Got
Right.
any mana there, bud?
Running a little low. I don't have a hollow immediately available.
That's what oblations are for.
Yes. Yeah, sure. So I'll throw 4 mana at it. Plus dedicated magic tool should reduce that to a chance die.
2 dice.
2 dice. Because it's 8 total.
Oh. Okay.
2 seems much more manageable than 6.
I'll take the chances on the 2.
2 successes.
All right.
Roll that reduced wisdom.
4 dice of wisdom.
Oh man.
This is absolutely the right thing to do.
Yep.
Got it.
For those of you at home, that was 4 dice and 3 successes.
So 2.
Man, I'm gonna have this megalomania for a long time. I just was reading about
some big dick spells, yeah.
Hey, everything turned out fine, so you're
Yeah,
right.
It's
Just
totally
keep
fine.
doing it.
This is fine.
No, this is Craig thinking like shit.
Oh,
that
yeah.
to clear this condition for Vicar is gonna be tough.
Yeah, so take 2 bashing, and we will have to end there. Yep, run right up against 10 o'clock.
Yep.
But I should have connections now to locations, right? Places as well as people with medium connections.
That's not what Perfect Sympathy does.
Well, I've expanded it to so I also have her medium connections, right?
No. Perfect Sympathy basically makes you super badass at dealing with people you are connected to.
The benefits of this spell extend to the subject's medium sympathetic connections.
You are the subject.
Oh.
You are buffing yourself to
Okay.
yeah. This is what Drifter uses.
I misunderstood. Yeah. Okay.
But now, yeah, every time you go to think about what she would do or what her plan is or do something to counteract that, you get rogue quality for, what, like 5 or 6 rolls now?
4.
4? Okay.
Because this is
Cool.
spell.
So, yeah, we end up with a very beat-up Vicar, kind of slumped down in a hotel room, finishing up a magical ritual, and, like, really
Picking up
just
another cigar, yeah.
really just chomping down on that last end of that cigar.
And then calls it a good day, pours himself a glass of warm scotch, and just sort of raises it and slams it back and fade to black, I guess.
Probably think about some oblations to perform before you sleep. Yeah.
Cool. Drew, you want to wrap us up?
Yeah, so Drifter is a badass. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm actually, I'm over here paranoid. I didn't want to say anything, but my hard drive is getting very, very full because Windows didn't update. So I currently have 1.5 gigs left at 33 minutes of record time left. Whoops. Remember, kids, if you have a tiny little SSD, make sure you clean it up before you record anything. All right. So, yes, thank you guys for joining us. As always, come hang out, yeet into .space to join our discussion. I'm going to set up a special little chat specifically for RV Mage. That way you guys can pile in and just talk about this. That way you're separated from the spoilers of the rookery antics and stuff like that. So if this is your first time watching stuff, you can come and join our discussion there and have kind of focused discussion. I know there was already some stuff over in Twitch spoilers. So just hang on, guys, for that. There was one really, really good episode title, and I was like, that's actually pretty good. We'll see if it fits. But yes, so join us in Discord, hang out, chat with us. We love to hear from you. We want to hear about your stories, including now we're hearing about Chris's werewolf game that's run by one of the other members in our group. I've been on voice chat with a couple of people who are running there's a bunch of Mage games that have been hooked up because of the OA community, which makes me super excited. Somebody's invited me to an Exalted game. I had to say no, but nonetheless, I like being invited. So yes, come hang out in Discord. It's very, very cool. It's very chill. No gatekeeping allowed. We will kick their asses for you. You just be like, somebody's picking on me. We will make sure they're actually picking on you and not just it being me being a jerk.
And if we keep a pretty close eye, we'll jump in before you even have to mention anything.
Generally speaking, yeah. And we have very, very good community members who are regulars that will help you out. So do not be afraid. There's literally a chat that's literally, how does this work? And if you show up and you're like, I don't get spell casting, don't worry. They'll walk you through it. We've got voice chat for it. We actually have multiple voice chat channels now. Yeah, so hang out. Come join us there. If you want to support us, that is staylucky.club, or if you want to type it out, patreon.com/Occultists Anonymous. But that's super boring. We will see you guys next Friday. And yeah. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.